Hey, fourth grade, it's Mrs. Crosswhite. I'm here with your art lesson for the week. And what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be using stuff that we can find around our house to use to make our sculptures. If you look through the PowerPoint or the Google slide presentation, you saw that artists make sculptures out of all kinds of things. And they actually make abstract sculptures as well. So today's project is going to be a little bit different because you're going to use stuff that's around the house. What you're going to try to use is pieces of cardboard. So you want thinner cardboard, so something like a granola box, cereal box, even a box from spaghetti can work. What you're going to do is you're going to take that empty box and, of course, ask your parents to use it before you do. And you're going to open it up on both ends, so the top and the bottom. All right, and it doesn't matter what size it is. You're going to take a pair of scissors, and on a corner, you're going to go ahead and cut it. And it should pop open. Now what you want to do is you actually want to cut out some squares. And these squares, you probably want some larger ones if you can get them, but smaller ones help too. So, and if they're more rectangular, that's okay. But we want to make sure they're nice and even. So what we're going to do is you are going to actually be making things that actually look more like puzzle pieces that you can rearrange multiple times. The point of this is to make an abstract sculpture, so something that isn't representational. It doesn't need to look like a specific object or thing. It's non-objective. So these are some good ones to start with. I'm going to keep going and give myself as many as I can from this box. Again, if you can only use one box, that's fine. If you can use 5 or 6, great. But we want to make sure we're getting some even rectangles and squares to work with. The nice part about this project is that you're going to be able to take it apart and rearrange it as many times as you want. You can actually come back to it later on. So if you need to take a break from what you're doing and make something, you can. So I'm going to go ahead and use these pieces I have here. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. You're going to make slits so you can actually join your pieces together. So I've made a slit. I didn't go all the way through. That's very important. When you do this, you only want to go about halfway through the cardboard. So I'm going to use these two to show you. I've only gone about halfway, and I'm going to take these and I'm going to join them together. Now, as I do this, I want to find where the slits are and push them through. And now I have this kind of X that I can stand. Now I'm going to make another slit here, another one here on this small one. And I'm going to join these pieces together, just like this. Now I'm going to keep building up and around, and I'm going to try to find areas I can stick these onto. Now again, this isn't meant to look like anything in particular. It's meant to build and move up. This is more of a process than a product for art for us today. And that's just because we want to make sure we have what we need. And of course, you might end up with some funny patterns depending on what kind of boxes you use. Now, as you go, you want to make sure you're thinking where you're putting your slits as you assemble your piece. Now, you can kind of stop here and keep going and keep building and seeing just how big you can get this. Believe it or not, you can get them pretty large. Or if you want, you can do an extension to this. If you have other supplies at home, like paint, crayons, even markers, you can start adding designs to your sculpture. Again, this is just an exercise. It's not meant to be a big final product, but I'd love to see what you can make with just pieces of cardboard around your house. You don't even need glue for this, and as you assemble it, you'll see you can actually make some amazing stuff. I hope to see some pictures, and I miss you all very much. I hope to see you soon, and look out for your art lesson next week.